took Learn to Row with the Ann Arbor Rowing Club and just got totally hooked. It's a tremendous sport. Being outside, being with great people, leaving your worries and your minds at home.
It's a mind wipe, so that's the key for me.
Definitely a mind wipe. But great physical workout, also tremendous synchronicity among all the other rowers, so you really have to be physical, but you have to be completely together with everyone else on your boat. And it's just been life-changing. I think it's sort of a reminder back to the time when you were in high school and college and you did sports competitively, really competitively, and now we're getting to the age where you get to sort of experience that again. The teamwork, the great workout, the concentration that goes into being in a sport like this, that you don't have as many opportunities, I think, when you get past a certain age. It sort of gives you a great all-body workout, core workout, that's not a pounding, bad for your body workout.
It's helped me reduce stress. I've certainly lost weight. I'm in better condition than I've ever been in a long time, and it's a good sport. Played other sports, but I find that rowing just sings to me. You know, when you get out in the morning and it's just before sunrise, there's a little bit of mist coming off the water, and it's just like a mirror, and you get out there and all you hear is the boat. And it's just, I guess they call it nirvana, don't they?
I think going down the race course, knowing that we're pounding it out at a 28, the coxswain says, okay, 15 to pass, and I know we have it in us, and we take it up and we go, and we don't stop. We don't stop if we clash oars. We don't stop.
It feels so good, even when I'm tired. I have a long commute and I can make a row in the evening, and I drag myself to practice, but by the end of practice I'm so invigorated again.
I try to get faster every year, and I always tell people rowing is like wine. You only get better as you age. So look out, you college kids, 'cause we're coming after you.
There's nothing really sort of that compares to having a boat move quickly under you. It's pretty exhilarating. So that was last year. I sort of got proficiency in a sweep boat, which is a boat with one oar per person, and then this year I took up rowing a single, which is obviously one person and two oars, and I've really been enjoying that just as much as the sweep boats. I've been focusing on the single this year, but I hope to do the sweep boats more next year.
Requires sacrifice amongst adult rowers, where you have jobs and kids, families and kids with swim practice and violin lessons, but it's worth it.
I row 6 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week. I row about 60 to 70,000 meters. My favorite thing about it is solitude. I like being alone. I'm not antisocial. But I like the quiet. I like when the boat moves along and you can't hear anything except the boat, if you hear that. I like being up the river by myself. I guess I enjoy the calm that attends the solitude. It's just very peaceful and reassuring. No matter how hard you're working, you always try to blend with the boat and to get a sense of flow and rhythm and move with the river and not fight with the water, and that's sort of like dancing, and it's still hard. It's very hard work, but it's the kind of work that you get off the water and you feel kind of cleansed. You feel a little bit lighter and a little bit more just ready to go. Beautiful sport, and it's one that you can do your whole life.
I love the grace and the strength of it. I love working with other people. I like the team aspect of rowing. It's really beautiful to be on the water when you've got the trees on both sides of the water and they're changing colors, and that's always a beautiful thing to be out on.
For me, it's as much a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge. So, you know, as you age and life gets more complicated, you continue to push yourself to the limit. So it's really about pushing the limits of things that I never thought I could do before.
You can get a better workout than I think in any other sport doing this once you figure it out. I love racing, yeah. Racing in the single is really interesting because it's all sort of about personal motivation rather than when you're racing in a team boat, then you know that you've got other people that you don't want to let down. So it's the sources of motivation are different, but in both cases it's fun to sort of see how hard you can push yourself.
What I've found as I've learned more skills in rowing is I use an analogy with getting a black belt in martial arts, that or earning a PhD in physics or whatever. When you get your black belt is when you know enough skills to start learning. You know enough skills to start working hard at it. Like, you get the most effect physically for your body, and you can keep learning. And so in rowing, I find that there's a real similar parallel, that physically I get more out of it as I get better. And as I learn more skills, then I can start noticing more things that I can learn. I think the first thing that people don't understand is that it's not all about the arms. I mean, that's just whenever you say, oh yeah, I row, and they say, oh wow, you must have a really strong upper body. And I think that's the most common misconception that you get from people. They say, well, no, it's actually really all about the legs. And that's...
Chuck learned to row in 2001, and I was coming off of knee problems from running, and I was always doing running for exercise, and I really just was looking for some exercise. I really had no idea what the club was or what kind of people were here, so I guess I was pleasantly surprised that it was people just like me. It's a perfect sport for basically any age, and so, from teenagers to college to up to, as old as you want to go, people can get out and row, and there's opportunities, to do that. So I think in that way, it's actually very different than most sports. And we are unbelievably lucky that we have this river sitting in the middle of downtown, and it's so accessible. And the Ann Arbor Rowing Club is a really unique club in that it has continued to offer the rowing for, basically anyone who's willing to come out here and try it.
What I do like about rowing is, with my job, I'm thinking sort of hard all day on certain problems, and it can be difficult to escape from those problems. And when you get in a boat, if you're not thinking about what you're doing with your oar and how you're using your body in the boat, you're going to have a lousy row. And so you're forced to basically clear whatever was in your head from earlier in the day when you get out on the water. So
come join us. It's a great sport.
Learn to row. It's awesome.
Learn to row.
It's fun.
Great coaches, good people, and just a tremendous sport. Worth doing because we have this great venue here as well. And